Critical Role is an American Twitch D&D show created by a bunch of nerdy voice actors. Dungeons & Dragons, or D&D, is a tabletop RPG that has recently come back into popularity owing to Stranger Things and Critical Role. This show had become a phenomenon. This is the story of one such community that started in the most unlikely of places, Perth, Western Australia.
I started watching Critical Role around about the end of 2017.
Ooh, pretty close to the start of it, actually. I think I got in when they were just leaving Craghammer.
I started in early 2016, just before my last year of high school. Thought it would be a mistake. It was actually like the best idea of my life.
First time I saw watching Critical Role, well, I was sick in bed. Someone called Laura Bailey, who I vaguely knew of as a voice actress, and she was in a show about Dungeons and Dragons. I'm like, I like fantasy. Sounds cool. I started watching it.
The show actually gave me the courage to run a game, and just seeing Matt go, don't let yourself hold yourself back.
I've always loved storytelling. I've always loved fantasy. Like, growing up, Lord of the Rings was my favorite thing ever. So, seeing these people, like, be in a fantasy film, which is something I've always wanted to be in since I was a kid, I was like, man, I want to be an elf. And then I was like, oh, I can be. And it's fun.
I had never had the confidence to play Dungeons and Dragons. I was never a very confident person.
It was about a month before I was due to move back to Perth. It's sort of a theme throughout my life. I've really struggled with loneliness, acute sometimes, and just that feeling when you're sitting at home and you've got nothing planned for the day and you want more than anything to be able to hang out with somebody, your friends and whatnot, but you don't feel like there's anybody that you can call or anybody that you can message. As I said, I was like 30 episodes into this show. I was absolutely loving it, and I went, I want to meet people who love this show, because the way that they talk about them on the show, they seem like great people. And so I jumped onto an Australian fan group for it, like nationwide, and I said, hey, I'm from Perth and I want to start this group, and is there anybody from Perth here? Expecting like maybe 2 people, like maximum, because it is Perth after all. About 20 people said, yeah, I'm from Perth, I'd love to join a group. And so I created it, and that was the original foundation of the Perth Critical Role community.
My best friend said that there was a group meetup starting. Somebody wanted to meet up at a pub with all the PCRC people. I couldn't make it that day because I was actually working at the time, and I came to the next meetup, which was really fun.
One of the Perth critters I follow on Twitter at the time, we were mutuals on Twitter.
I had such a great time. It was a very small game. It was, I think, the second or third meetup that was done, and Michael, we were just sitting around and Michael's like, let's run a game. And so he ran just a short little one-shot for us. We fought a white dragon, and I was there with Leandro and another guy, and we became really, really good friends, and I haven't really lost those friends.
I think PCRC's been one of the things that I'm proudest of in my entire life, but also most grateful for in my entire life. The fact that I know pretty much every month I'm going to be able to get together with a whole bunch of awesome people, and that's the truth of the matter, is that we've all come together around this thing, and it just so happens that this love of this show happens to attract really good people by and large. And so I met all these like-minded people.
You still feel lonely sometimes?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think that goes away, but I think you can just get better at having perspective in those moments, and going, oh, okay, I might feel like the sky is falling in, but this is only temporary. And I think that when you surround yourself with really good people and really good friends, then that becomes a whole lot easier, because they're there to help pull you out of it.
I struggle with anxiety and depression, so it's been so good being a part of a group of people that it's not like it's always positive, but it's always supportive. So I know that with pretty much anyone in PCRC, I can say, hey, I'm not having a good day today. And they will, just go, hey, it's okay. You'll be okay, and we'll be here for you. What do you need?
It's been so nice, especially because, I was lonely in high school. I'm a fairly lonely person, and I'm also bad at talking to people, generally. I've got pretty bad social anxiety, and seeing and meeting really, really good people who are mature, helpful to see that there's people who will support me, who are into the same things as me. And I was like, wow, everyone here is so nice, and I've never had that experience before, and
It's very rare that I've had that kind of reaction, and it's always been so incredibly uplifting to know that I have a group of wonderful people that I can go to if I need, and I have people who believe in me.
The thing that I do whenever I'm struggling with my mental health, my depression, my anxiety, whatever, I watch Critical Role. The Critical Role people, if they don't know me, they still are supportive, and the PCRC people. But I know that if I say I'm doing badly, they will support me no matter what. At the beginning, when I first started Critical Role, my really depressive hole that I was in, that's what got me out of it. That's what saved me from that. I was in a really bad place, and they essentially saved my life.
As a community, you always have to look forward to the future. Where do you see the community going?
Big question. There's so many directions that it could go from here. So we've got like 400 members now. We've probably met up around about 25 times in that bracket. We're about to do this Dungeon Master skills workshop.
It's great. The community around Critical Role we've made here are just so wholesome. There's a lot of really interesting people, and everyone is always looking out for each other. It is. It's really supportive.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Real awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Just everybody's really nice and welcoming, and yeah.
I've met some of my closer friends from here, and I regularly play with a big group of them, and it's fantastic.
We got invited to host games at a convention recently. This is the crazy thing, right? So like my home group that I play with, we've been down to Margaret River together and played D&D down there as a group. But then as a community, this year, one of the events that we're doing is we're flying over to Melbourne to go to PAX. And to think, like when I started this back February last year, that we would be getting 16, 17 PCRC members to go together to go to PAX on a trip, like that blows my mind. I hope that more things like that will happen in the future where you just get this uncanny sense of, how on earth did this happen? Like, how are we doing this? There's something super exciting that we're starting at the moment called Forge the World, which is basically a community-wide project to try and create a shared campaign setting that everybody can have like a bit of a hand in. We're also making a podcast for that. I think in the future it'd be amazing just to essentially tap the talents of the community. We've got so many incredibly talented people, and whether that's through a Twitch channel or whether that's through art projects or whether that's through whatever, I think PCRC it's really important that it's all about creating real friendships through shared experiences at really well-held events, but then also I want it to be a platform for somewhere where people feel safe and confident to be their best self and to live their best life. And so they can use it as a platform for getting a jump professionally or artistically or however they want. And we've got like Kat Winslade, who makes unbelievable dragons, like puppet dragons that just look 100% real when you're in front of them. We have amazing artists. You're speaking to one of them later, Taylor. We've got Holly Fox, who's done so many amazing things within the community. And then we've just got people that I'd go to war with, and I'd jump in front of a bullet for. I just think brilliant salt of the earth people that I'm so glad I've had the privilege to meet.